Someone is staring at you in personal growth.
Looking to learn English with movies? Today, we're counting down the top 10 classic American films to help you learn English.
I know about that stuff.
If you like this video and want to see more, click subscribe and press the notification button so you never miss more fun FluentU videos. Ready for our classic American movie countdown? Let's begin. Number 10, The Graduate. Released in 1967 and starring Dustin Hoffman and Anne Bancroft. When we watch The Graduate, we're taken back to the early 70s with one of the greatest classics ever. Benjamin Braddock finally returns home to the rich suburbs of California after having successfully completed his college education. As expected, he receives a hero's welcome from his parents, who love him dearly.
Scholar!
We're all very proud of you, Ben.
Thank you, Mrs. Carlson.
Is that the new car out there? That little red whop, John?
That's Ben's graduation.
They try to find him work, a girlfriend, and so on. However, Benjamin is confused, and his picture of his future isn't clear.
What are you going to do now?
I was going to go upstairs for a minute.
Oh, I meant with your future. Your life.
Well, that's a little hard to say.
Like most young graduated college students, he has no idea what he wants to do in the future, and is confused about life. Enter Mrs. Robinson, his dad's work partner's wife. She's glamorous and is the definition of class and beauty. She quickly gets the attention of the inexperienced Benjamin, and they start a secret love affair. They meet often in hotel rooms across the state and other secret places.
How are you?
Very well, thank you.
Mrs. Robinson is jealous of her pretty daughter Elaine. She warns Benjamin to stay far away from her daughter. Benjamin and Elaine eventually fall in love, but everything goes wrong when Elaine discovers the truth about his past relationship with her mom.
Oh, no.
Elaine.
Oh, my God.
The Graduate uses easy language, and the speech is slower than the average movie. This makes it easy to follow. It also uses some great vocabulary related to relationships and college.
Why don't you just drag me off if you want to marry me so much?
Number 9, When Harry Met Sally. Released in 1989 and starring Billy Crystal and Meg Ryan. The year is 1977, and Harry Burns and Sally Albright have to share a very long car journey together from the University of Chicago to New York City. While driving, they chat about whether it's possible for a man and woman to just be friends without love and sex.
Because no man can be friends with a woman that he finds attractive. He always wants to have sex with her.
So you're saying that a man can be friends with a woman he finds unattractive?
No, you pretty much want to nail him too.
When they arrive in New York City, they decide they can't be friends anymore and say goodbye. The movie moves forward in time several times, with Harry and Sally meeting again at different moments. They eventually decide to meet for dinner, where they talk about their lives. It surprises Harry that he now has a female friend, and they even end up having late-night phone conversations where they chat about every topic.
You're the worst kind. You're high maintenance, but you think you're low maintenance.
I don't see that.
You don't see that?
Sally gets really upset when she hears that her ex is about to get married, and she telephones Harry in the middle of the night. He visits her and tries to make her feel better, but things go differently than planned.
Are you comfortable?
Sure.
Why is When Harry Met Sally a great classic to learn English? The same theme and conversation is repeated a few different times, which allows you to hear the same things over and over again.
Why?
Well, because we've been spending so much time together.
Oh, I think it's great that you have a date.
You do?
Number 8, Dirty Dancing, released in 1987 and starring Patrick Swayze and Jennifer Grey. It's 1963, and Frances Houseman, known as Baby, goes on a family vacation to a resort in a wealthy area of New York.
Shake it loose! 1, 2, 3, 4!
Baby has grown up in a rich family, and everyone is waiting for her to go to college.
Max, our baby's gonna change the world.
Her family expects a lot from her. When on vacation, she meets a dance instructor named Johnny Castle at the camp. He's from a family completely different to hers. Baby lies to her family and gets money from her father to pay for an illegal abortion for Johnny's dance partner. Johnny then asks her to be his new dance partner. While she is learning the dance routine, they fall in love.
Good going. Close your eyes.
Everything goes wrong when Johnny's friend who had the illegal abortion becomes seriously sick. Baby's father discovers what his daughter has done, and he tells her she can no longer see Johnny again.
Not sure who you are, but I don't want you to have anything to do with those people again.
Baby goes behind her father's back and escapes in the evening to see Johnny. Another person who sees Baby is jealous of her relationship and tells the management of the camp that Johnny stole from them. To find out what happens next, you'll just have to watch the movie for yourself. Dirty Dancing has a simple storyline and it's not difficult to follow. The dialogue remains mostly between two people throughout the movie, making it easy to understand.
Listen to me.
Well, then why not fight harder? Make them listen.
By the way, if you like learning English with movies, you'll love FluentU. With FluentU, you'll learn English from a wide range of videos, like music videos, movie trailers, TV shows, and commercials. FluentU will help you have more fun and learn faster while learning English with videos. It'll save you time with interactive captions. You'll be able to tap on any word to look it up. You won't have to wonder how it's used because you'll be able to see examples from other videos. In fact, with its video dictionary, you can look up almost any word that you want to know more about. With our quizzes, you'll be able to break down and master videos that seem out of reach to you right now. And there's so much more. Click on the link in the description to sign up for a free trial. And now, back to our countdown of classic American movies for learning English. Number 7, Grease, released in 1978 and starring John Travolta and Olivia Newton-John. The year is 1958, and during their summer vacation, popular high school student Danny and sweet innocent Sandy meet one day at the beach. The summer vacation finally comes to an end, and Danny and Sandy have to say goodbye to each other. Danny really likes Sandy, but she has to return to Australia. She is sad and thinks they will never see each other again. Danny tries to make her feel better and tells her, it's not the end, it's just the beginning.
It's only the beginning.
Sandy's family changed their plans, and instead of returning back home to Australia, they stay in America. Sandy begins school at Rydell High School, where Danny is also a student. Sandy makes friends with Frenchie, who is part of a girls' group called the Pink Ladies.
Let's go get 'em.
Danny is the leader of a gang of boys called the T-Birds. Danny is seen telling his guy friends what he did over the summer.
Had me a blast.
Sandy also tells the Pink Ladies about her summer romance. Still, they don't know that they are at the same school. Sandy joins the school's cheerleading team. The Pink Ladies plan to make Danny and Sandy meet again. Danny thinks he's really cool, and when he sees Sandy at school for the first time, he's very rude.
What's the matter with me, baby? What's the matter with you?
The film is a musical, and throughout it, you can see Danny with his friends and Sandy with hers. Even though Danny is rude to Sandy, she's still in love and sings Hopelessly Devoted to You. Danny regrets his behavior and tries to win Sandy's attention again by joining a number of different sports teams. His idea to be more athletic doesn't work, and he becomes angry.
Come on. Put the bat down. Put the bat down.
The story has a happy ending, but not without the usual teenage drama in between.
To you from me, Pinky Lady.
Grease is an awesome movie to learn English from because it has a number of songs. These songs get stuck in your head, and the repetition and beat of the music will help you remember the words and phrases.
That's the way it should be. Whoa, yeah.
Number 6, The Breakfast Club.
Great idea, Jag.
Released in 1985 and starring Judd Nelson, Emilio Estevez, Molly Ringwald, and Anthony Michael Hall. This movie follows a group of 5 students from Shermer High School. They all end up in detention together on a Saturday morning. All the teenagers know each other, but not well. There is John the criminal, Claire the princess, Brian the brain, Andy the athlete, and Allison the crazy girl. As a punishment, they have to write an essay on the topic, Who You Think You Are.
Not mean a single word repeated 1,000 times.
They spend their hours in a number of different ways. They dance, they laugh at each other, they tell each other stories, they fight, they talk about a number of different topics, and they even smoke marijuana. The group decides that Brian will write the essay. Instead of answering the essay topic, they challenge their teacher and his thoughts about them. After finishing the essay, Brian signs it, From the Breakfast Club. The Breakfast Club is a great classic to learn English with because the teacher, Mr. Vernon, speaks very slowly and clearly when he punishes the students, and we can understand what is happening right from the very beginning.
What's the matter, John? You gonna cry?
There are some funny scenes and the actions are exaggerated, which makes the dialogue and story easy to understand. If you'd like an easy way to remember the classic American films on this list, click on the link in the description to receive a free PDF that contains the movie titles and other information, such as the film release dates, actors' names, and summaries. The PDF will also remind you what makes each movie perfect for learning English. Now, let's get back to our countdown. Number 5, Breakfast at Tiffanys. Released in 1961 and starring Audrey Hepburn, Alan Reed, and Mickey Rooney. Holly lives in the rich area of New York's Upper East Side. She is a little crazy and lives in an apartment with a cat that has no name. She enjoys visiting the famous jewelry store Tiffanys, and she's always losing her house key. Holly makes money in 2 ways, as an escort for gentlemen and by visiting the local prison where she visits a mafia member, Sally Tomato.
What I get, what I spend. I used to have a checking account, but he made me get rid of that.
One day, Paul, a young writer, meets Holly. Paul also meets a man named Doc, who is a kind man from Texas that Holly married when she was only 15. The marriage ended and Doc was heartbroken. Paul begins to fall in love with Holly and he asks her to marry him.
I love you. You belong to me.
No.
But it's very complicated, and she wants someone else called Jose, a South American millionaire. But Jose ends up leaving her, and she decides she wants to get out of the city and go to Brazil. Things change when Paul has a very honest talk with her.
Everybody always thinks, but everybody happens to be wrong.
Well, I am not everybody.
Why is Breakfast at Tiffany's a good choice for learning English? Audrey Hepburn, the main star of this great classic, has a clear accent, and you'll be able to understand the main idea of what she says. Her funny character and strange behavior will also entertain you too.
Wake up! Wake up! The British are coming!
Or, in this case, the Brazilians.
Exactly.
Number 4, Schindler's List. Released in 1993 and starring Liam Neeson, Ben Kingsley, Caroline Goodall, and Ralph Fiennes. This great movie was directed by the famous director Steven Spielberg. It's set during the Holocaust and shows the scary times of World War II, when Krakow, Poland was occupied by the Nazis. In the film, all of the Jews lose their homes and are sent to concentration or working camps. Oskar Schindler is a German businessman and a member of the Nazi Party. He manages to get a factory that he plans to use to produce cooking tools.
Utilizing only the most modern equipment, DEF...
Oskar doesn't really know how to run such a factory, and he hires Itzhak Stern. Mr. Stern is connected to the secret underground Jewish business community. The Jews loan Oskar money for the factory. During his time, he sees all the horrible things that happen to the Jewish community. He has a change of heart and is no longer motivated by money. Instead, he wants to help save the Jewish people. He makes a secret deal with an officer to free 1,100 Jews for money.
Nope. It's a natural. I'll make it 14,800. No.
This movie is good for learning English because the heartbreaking pictures will help you understand what is happening. And a lot of the characters are foreign, so when they speak English, it is much slower.
Do you have any idea how much a shirt like this costs?
Nice things cost money.
Did you hear the line, "Nice things cost money"? If you didn't understand one of the words like cost, you could look it up using FluentU's video dictionary. Type it into the search bar and you'll instantly see audio samples, example sentences, and even example videos that use the word. Simply press play on any of the example videos and the program will play all relevant video clips so you can better understand how the word cost works in real-life speech.
This is just fun, Americana, and these things cost money.
This is especially useful for seeing it used in different contexts. The video dictionary is also great for learning how to correctly pronounce words like cost. Plus, you'll only watch the part of the video that features the word you're learning, so your experience is completely personalized. You can try looking up other English words by signing up for a free FluentU trial by clicking on the link in the description. Now, it's time to get back to our classic American movie countdown. Number 3, Gone with the Wind. Released in 1939 and starring Vivien Leigh and Clark Gable. This movie begins in the Old South at the beginning of the Civil War. Its main character is Scarlett O'Hara, a beautiful Southern girl. She comes from a rich family who owns a plantation, which is a type of farm.
Quitting time! Who says it's quitting time? I said it's quitting time.
Scarlett is excited about going to a barbecue at the Wilkes plantation. There, she will have the opportunity to see the man she loves, Ashley Wilkes. However, things change and she becomes heartbroken when she learns the news that he plans to marry his cousin.
Nobody could accuse Melanie of being insincere. Could they, my dear?
Oh, then she's not like you, is she, Ashley? Ashley never means a word he says to any girl.
War is declared and all the brave men march off to battle. Scarlett now lives in Atlanta. She becomes friends with Rhett Butler, who she met at the Wilkes barbecue.
Ladies have never held any charm for me.
She still loves Ashley and wants to be with him, even though he's married. The war is lost and she has to return to her home, which has been destroyed. She becomes mean and hard and will do absolutely anything to never be poor again.
Never given me a chance to show it.
Well?
She is so mean that she even marries her sister's boyfriend. After a couple of twists and turns and being widowed twice, Scarlett eventually marries Rhett. However, their relationship was never going to succeed. Firstly, this film is based on a book, and watching the movie will help you understand the famous novel even more. The simple acting without any special effects makes this movie easy to follow. All of the actors speak very clearly, and you'll be able to understand almost everything that is being said. Number 2, E.T., released in 1982 and starring Drew Barrymore, Henry Thomas, and Dee Wallace. E.T. stands for extraterrestrial, which is the scientific name for an alien. This science fiction family drama is about a little alien who has been left alone on Earth and is lost. At first, E.T. is sad and scared, but luckily he soon meets a human friend. Ten-year-old Elliot finds him while the small alien is hunting for food in the family shed behind the house. E.T. soon becomes friends with Elliot and his brother and sister.
Can you say that? Can you say E.T.?
E.T. spends his time trying to get used to life on Earth. The children keep E.T. a secret from their mom, and they all become great friends. However, the young alien becomes homesick, and his one wish is to return to space and see his family again. E.T. begins to build a machine so he can communicate with his family back in space. He wants to tell them to come and collect him from Earth, but the plans don't go well when E.T. gets very sick. E.T. is a fantastic movie for learning English. It's made for kids and the language is simple and easy to understand.
Fake.
And since English is not E.T.'s first language, everyone else in the film needs to speak slowly.
And they'll come.
And the number 1 classic American film on our list is Rocky, released in 1976 and starring Sylvester Stallone. Rocky Balboa, the star of this hit movie, is a small-time boxer. He lives in an apartment in the center of Philadelphia. He dreams of becoming a famous boxer but hasn't had a chance at becoming famous yet. Because he only has a little money, he works by collecting debts for a man called Gazzo.
Don't hit the face! No, not the face! The Gazzo wants the 200 now, yeah?
Sometimes his job requires violence, but Gazzo doesn't believe that Rocky is able to do it. Rocky still boxes from time to time so he doesn't lose his talent. Rocky visits a pet store where he meets a shy and beautiful woman called Adrian. She's so shy that she's unable to communicate with men properly.
You gotta taste that turtle food, Rocky.
Rocky becomes friends with her anyway. After a while, Adrian gives a small dog to Rocky as a surprise. Adrian is inexperienced and hasn't even visited a man's apartment before. Rocky comforts Adrian and makes her feel better with kind words. They end up having a romantic relationship together. World heavyweight champion Apollo Creed has an idea. He wants to give a person who is not famous in the boxing world an opportunity to win the boxing title, and he chooses Rocky to compete against him.
Would you be interested in fighting Apollo Creed for the World Heavyweight Championship?
Rocky starts training hard again, and he's determined to show everyone he can do it. Why is this classic great for learning English? It's full of action, drama, and love. It has a storyline which will keep you interested, and you won't want to miss a thing. So, what did you think of our classic American movie countdown? Remember, if you want to learn English with more videos, click on the link in the description for a free FluentU trial. Then you can break down cool videos, like classic movie scenes and trailers, and see English words and phrases used in real-world contexts.
Over the rainbow.
You can also learn useful English vocabulary and test your knowledge with quizzes, flashcards, and other cool features. And if you like this video and want to keep learning English with movies, click subscribe and press the notification button so you never miss more FluentU videos. Now, get out the popcorn and nachos and begin your movie marathon with one of the awesome classics from this video list. Happy watching!